Hello and welcome to a special story time today. We're going to be reading The Gingerbread Baby and doing some fun activities and a craft. So let's start right now with playing bingo. Would you like to play bingo with me? You can get this printable. I have the link below so you could pause and play along, or you could just point on your screen and play with me right now. So the first thing that we're going to cover up is the gingerbread man. So let's all put something on top of the gingerbread man, or you can just point on your screen and help me find my gingerbread man. The next one we're going to look for is the Santa hat. Let's cover up the Santa hat. Okay, now can you find the Christmas tree? Where's the Christmas tree? Very good. Next, we're going to look for the reindeer. Can you find the reindeer? Where's the reindeer? Right there. Okay, next, can you look for the Christmas stocking? It looks like a sock. I see it too. There it is. Next, let's look for the candy cane. Can you find the candy cane? There's the candy cane. We're going to continue to fill up the whole board. Can you find the present? The present is right here. Now, can you find the wreath? It looks like a circle and it's green. There's the Christmas wreath. And finally, can you find Santa's sack? It has a candy cane inside and a gift. There it is. Well, we filled up all our spaces, so we're going to say on the count of 3, Christmas bingo. You ready? 1, 2, 3, Christmas bingo! And you get a candy cane. There it is. We're doing a great job. You won. Well, now we're going to do a special craft. So we're going to head over to the art table, and I'm going to show you how. For our special craft today, we're going to be making a paper sack gingerbread house. So all you need is a paper sack, and white or brown, either is fine. And if you don't have a paper bag, you can also just use brown paper. I'm going to put the link below so that you could get a copy of this gingerbread house template, but you don't have to have this. You could just really easily decorate your own and cut out your own pieces. You can kind of see that this is like a trapezoid. So you could just cut one out from white paper. See, when I fold it, it looks like a trapezoid. So I just fold it in half like that, and that's going to be the roof. I'm going to set that to the side because now I want to cut out 2 windows and a door. Again, you could just very easily cut these things out from plain paper and decorate them however you'd like to. One more window. Okay, so now we're going to put this gingerbread house together. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue the door right down here at the bottom of the paper bag. I want to make sure that I'm on the side, not the one that flaps like that, but the side that's just flat. And then on each side of the door, I'm going to put 2 windows. And you could go ahead and color yours before you glue them. That makes it a little bit easier. I'm just showing you how to put it together, and then I'll show you the gingerbread house that I have already finished. You can also cut out any of the cookies or gumdrops or candy or gingerbread people or Christmas trees that you'd like, and you could glue those all around as well. So now I'm going to open up my brown sack, and I'm going to just put some tissue paper inside. Now I'm just going to fold the top. You could secure that if you'd like to with a staple, or just leave it and glue the roof onto the top like that. And that is a pretty cute gingerbread house, but I want to show you what it looks like decorated because it's even cuter. So there's the one that I've already finished and decorated. So I hope you'll have some fun making your own gingerbread house. Now I'm going to come back around and we'll read a story together. Well, this is the gingerbread house that I made. I think it turned out really pretty. I hope you'll get to make one too. I even added some cotton at the bottom to make it look like snow. Okay, for our story, we're going to read The Gingerbread Baby. This story is by Jan Brett. It was cold outside and warm inside. A fine day for gingerbread, Maddie thought. Maddie's mother put the big blue bowl on the table and lit the stove. Maddie took down a worn-looking cookbook with old-fashioned writing on the cover. He opened it up to the page that said, Gingerbread Boy. They measured and mixed. Maddie rolled the dough into the shape of a gingerbread boy, and they popped him in the oven. Bake a full 8 minutes. No more, no less. Do not peek, the recipe said. Maddie listened to the clock. Tick, tock, tick, tock. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3, 4, 5. Maddie couldn't wait any longer. He opened the oven just to take a peek. Instead of a gingerbread boy, out jumped a gingerbread baby. He pranced around the big blue bowl. I'm the gingerbread baby, fresh from the pan. If you want me, catch me if you can. Maddie's mother reached for the gingerbread baby to put him back into the oven, but he ran all around the kitchen. The door opened and in came Maddie's father. What's that delicious smell? He asked as the gingerbread baby tumbled through his legs and outside into the yard. He ran by the tabby cat. She twitched her tail and sprang at him. They rumbled and tumbled, but the gingerbread baby came out on top. He ran toward the garden wall. The dog caught a whiff of the tasty ginger and sniffed along behind him, but the gingerbread baby was halfway up when the dog caught up. He barked and barked as the gingerbread baby climbed over the wall. Maddie was still inside. He heard his mother and father yelling. He heard a cat meowing and a dog barking, and he heard the gingerbread baby shouting, catch me if you can. Maddie opened up the worn-looking cookbook for a second time. Meanwhile, the gingerbread baby wheeled on down the path and into the barn. The goats looked up as he somersaulted across their backs. The last one tried to catch him, but the gingerbread baby was too fast. Martha and Madeline were standing by the well when the gingerbread baby stopped to take a drink. They looked at each other and winked. Martha started to talk to him while Madeline tiptoed up behind him with the bucket. But they couldn't fool that gingerbread baby. He took a braid from Martha and he took a braid from Madeline and he tied him in a knot and ran on down the road. Back at the house, Maddie stirred, mixed, rolled the dough, and he shaped it and put it in a pan and into the oven. Tick, tock, tick, tock, 8 long minutes. This time he didn't peek. I'll catch him if I can, Maddie said to himself. As he bounced along, the gingerbread baby saw a farm wagon just ahead. He jumped in and settled down for the ride next to a mama pig. The smell of gingerbread was too much for her. She tossed him high into the air, closed her eyes, and opened her mouth. But the gingerbread baby twisted in the air and came down hard on her porky snout. Ouch! I'm the gingerbread baby, too quick for the mother and father, too fast for the cat, the dog, the goats, too clever for Martha and Madeline, too smart for the mama pig. Who's left? Catch me if you can. Feeling smug, the gingerbread baby strolled along by himself until he came to a bridge that crossed over to the village. Just as he got to the middle, he heard running feet behind him and saw a crowd of villagers ahead of him. The gingerbread baby was trapped. He jumped up onto the railing, backflipped through the air, and landed on a chunk of ice floating down the river. The ice bobbed along with the gingerbread baby dancing on top and singing in a loud voice. Look at me, what do you see? The best gingerbread baby ever, until his feet got cold and he jumped ashore. And who was that watching from the trees? The fox. He crept up behind the gingerbread baby, ready to eat him up. But the fox couldn't help himself. He licked his chops. Smack, smack. The gingerbread baby heard him and ran as fast as he could. Just when the fox was catching up, the gingerbread baby saw the milk and cheese man with his can of milk. The perfect hiding place, he thought. He lifted the lid and lowered himself inside. He was so pleased that he sang at the top of his gingerbread voice, "Ha, ha, hee, you'll never find me. I'm the gingerbread baby. Catch me if you can." The milk and cheese man heard the gingerbread baby's voice. "Who's meddling with my milk?" he shouted, and he lifted the lid. But the gingerbread baby was ready. He jumped up and tweaked his nose. Now the milk and cheese man, the fox, the villagers, the mama pig, Martha and Madeline, the bleating goats, the barking dog, the meowing cat, the father and the mother, they were all after the gingerbread baby and getting closer, and he knew it. The brash baby was not as peppy and proud as he once was. He sniffed a familiar smell and followed his nose into the woods. He couldn't believe what he saw. There, in the middle of a clearing, was a gingerbread house, frosted with sugar, covered with candy, and doors with peppermint handles wide open. The gingerbread baby clapped his hands with glee and ran inside. In a tick-tock-tick, everyone arrived in the clearing, but all they found were a few bits of frosting, peppermint candy, and some crumbs. The father exclaimed, "The gingerbread baby has finally met his match." "I wonder who it was," said the mother. "Let's go home and tell Maddie." "Hello, Maddie," said his father when they got home. "We never did catch that gingerbread baby. All we found were some crumbs in the snow." "I see you've been busy," his mother said, looking at the gingerbread house Maddie was holding. "Too bad we never caught that gingerbread baby." "Too bad," said Maddie. Only Maddie could hear the tiny voice from inside the gingerbread house. "I'm the gingerbread baby, lucky as can to be living in the house that Maddie made for me." The end. So Maddie made a gingerbread house and caught that gingerbread baby. Well, I hope you get to make a gingerbread house, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.